Alright, hello people. As you can see, we have Millennium Eyes Restrict here. So you're wondering, what is this going to be? No one uses this anymore. This is going to be my Millennium Eye Fusion Deck Spam, focusing on Warriors and Dragons. So probably another easy way to say is just substituting Dragons and Warriors for some fun shenanigans. Is this deck meta in any way? No, it is not, but it is fun and super unique, and I had a blast making this a while ago. And you know, there are some modern twists to it. So without further ado, let's just dive into this. We have 3 Fusion Parasite. One of the kind of main cards you need for this deck because it goes into so many plays right off the rip, since it's kind of just like a one card good card for this, you know. Because I wouldn't say it's really like that much of a crazy starter, but you definitely need it. Then we have 3 King of the Swamps. Oddly enough, I don't think I'm actually playing polymerization in this deck. I was before, but I felt like I didn't really need it. It's just more of, you know, the focus on him being a substitute. And then we have Keeper of the Dragon Magic. So this card definitely does help with the fusion cards that aren't poly. So also just it's great because, you know, don't need to worry about any summon restrictions for it, and it is, you know, a dragon as well, which definitely comes in handy for a lot of the plays. So this is done with kind of the fusion starting engine, I would say. And now we're going to dive into the warrior package I have. So we have one Destiny Hero Plasma, just because you know, he is a level 8 warrior. So that plays into a lot of part, the fact that he's 8 and a warrior, and sometimes you are able to summon him, which is just super fun and cool, even though that's not really the main purpose, but it doesn't hurt to have versus just, you know, any of the other, you know, level 8s. Then we have one Vision Hero Vion. You know, honestly, could you have more? You probably could. Doesn't hurt though. We have 2 Destiny Hero Militias, so obviously, you know, he plays a part because even if you just sack him off, it's just good to have him as a summon option. Then we have 2 other dragons. As you can see, these are super important. Bestial Serenir. Obviously, the whole point is it's just very easy to summon out. Just because it's a free 2500 monster, and the best part is though, you don't even need to worry about banishing your own. And then you're gonna be a little shocked. I did this just because it would be really fun to use, because how many decks do you see this? Black Luster Soldier, the OG. You know, honestly, I've had them for years, and I was like, you know what, I want to make a deck and just have them in there, you know, because no matter what, there's just so many ways to kind of sack it off and use it. So it's just a beautiful card to look at. Again, level 8 warrior. And then for another level 8 easy to special summon, we have, you know, Dogmatica, so the beautiful knighted one, you know. And that is it for the monsters. So now let us dive into the spells. So we have 3 Relinquished Fusion. It is amazing how it is quick play as well. So that's really great if, you know, you do want to do plays upon plays. And then we have Magicalized Fusion. So this is usually the main card you're going to search. And it's definitely a win-win, just because even after you fusion a card off with Relinquished Fusion, you can immediately then right after do another fusion, since a lot of them are spellcasters as well. And now we're going to focus on drawing, just because we need the ability to draw, because a lot of these cards can't do too much on their own. So 3 Allure of Darkness. Then we have 2 Trade-in. I think I did try it with 3, and it seemed a little bricky. Obviously, it might be better with 3, but I just felt 2 was like a nice safe number. And then we have 1 Rhoda, just because it doesn't hurt. And then, funny enough, we have 1 Twin Twister, just because a lot of decks do involve back row, and it doesn't hurt to have some of these cards in the graveyard for some of, you know, their different effects. So at least this way, okay, if they have any possible back row, you know, Twin Twister helps. And definitely also a modern twist as well is 3 Infinite Impermanence, just because, yeah, whether you set it or use it as the hand trap like it is, it's just one of those cards that basically any deck can use, and it still is fairly cheap, so definitely amazing to run infinite impermanence. And then the last 3 cards are definitely a fun shock, but just because so many cards involve destroying everything you have, I thought, you know what, this will really throw people off. 3 Waking the Dragon, because no one really plays this card, so just having it just in case can really annoy your opponent. So you can obviously always bait them, because Yu-Gi-Oh, despite having good effects, is like a chess game. So you always, have it set, and then you just keep peeking, keep thinking like, oh, should I try to chain that? Should I negate that? And people fall for it. And it's the funniest thing. When you see someone fall for Awakening the Dragon in 2023, they're going to lose their mind. So now for the extra deck. So let us dive into 3 of Millennium Eye Restrict. So obviously such a beautiful card as well. And just very easy to summon. Just because, obviously most of our substitute cards, this is the whole point for them. So they'll count as a relinquish, and then the only thing you need is it to be an effect monster, which is crazy. Like, I think the only card we have that doesn't work is Blackluster Soldier. But other than that, it does not matter. So that's why it's amazing. And then we are playing 2 relinquished Anima, just because, we do have the level 1 option. So even if you don't really get to do a fusion option with it, it's just great just because, Magical Eyes Fusion, once it's in the grave, you can still use it. So no matter what, it's a win-win, having him as a link and then being able to do some of your spellcaster options. So the main spellcaster I go into is Dark Cavalry, because it's Dark Magician and a Warrior. So again, don't need to worry about the Dark Magician and just focus on the Dark Cavalry. I do have multiples. For now, I'm just doing the 1 in here. And then we have a Red Eyes / Dragon. And yeah, just because, again, replace Red Eyes and just do the Warrior. And then we have 2 Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. For the dragons we have. And then we have Invoked. He's also great because, for an Earth monster. So we do have different options for that. So obviously you can use Blackluster Soldier, even though we usually use Blackluster Soldier for something better. But it just doesn't hurt having him there as well. And then some of the most random cards I really enjoy. Shura the Combat Star. Because he then goes into Edaten, the Conqueror Star. So they're a very fun combination. And then the next 3 are the Waking the Dragon cards. So we have Blackwing Full Armor Master. I might take this out just to put into a different deck. So I just might replace it with like a common one. And then we have the Ultimate Falcon. And then we have, of course, you guessed it, the last but not least, the Last Warrior. Because if you're doing Waking the Dragon, you're going to need the Last Warrior. Obviously, this deck could easily get improved, but I just thought it would be fun to use. And honestly, I might just replace it, have actual polymerizations, because I just realized that while showing this, I don't even know if I can even necessarily summon these monsters, just because I did take out the normal polymerization. And before comment section rips into me, yeah, you do kind of need a normal poly, just because Magical Eyes Fusion, it needs to be a spellcaster, and I realize I only kind of have a few options for that. And then Relinquish Fusion is only for an Eyes of Restrict Fusion. I don't know why I thought it could be more generic and possibly for it. So that's my error as I'm doing this deck review, because, yeah, we all make mistakes. So I'm definitely going to swap in some polymerizations, which I do have on the side. So, yeah, just a quick error. And I thought, why not just mention it now before I scrap the whole video? Because it is just for fun again. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any, suggestions or anything, because hey, it doesn't hurt to update it, and maybe it'll encourage someone else to make, a fun fusion substitute deck. Since I know it's a very outdated concept, but, why not bring old school to the new school? So yeah, have an awesome rest of your day.